Have you ever wondered how some people seem to attract money just by thinking about it? Joseph Murphy, in his work on the power of the subconscious mind, provides a fascinating explanation and methods for aligning our thoughts with financial abundance. Imagine being able to transform your financial reality simply by changing how you think about money. In this journey towards wealth, we will explore 7 keys that Murphy identifies as essential for attracting money into our lives. Each of these points offers a path towards understanding and practical application of Murphy's teachings, helping us not just to desire wealth, but to effectively attract it. Key 1. Positive beliefs about money. Joseph Murphy teaches that the first step to attracting money is not through hard work or luck, but within our own minds. Specifically, it lies in the beliefs we hold about money. According to Murphy, to attract wealth, we must start by fostering a positive relationship with the concept of money, seeing it as an ally rather than an enemy. At the core of Murphy's philosophy is the idea that our subconscious beliefs shape our external experiences, including our financial reality. If our internal beliefs are of scarcity and fear, so will be our experience with money. However, if we shift these beliefs towards abundance and prosperity, our external circumstances will follow suit. Let's consider a practical example of how this can manifest in daily life. Imagine 2 people, Anna and Carlos. Anna has always viewed money as something hard to come by, always lacking, and a source of stress. Her daily experience, therefore, is one of constant financial worry. No matter how much she works or saves, it always seems to be not enough. Carlos, on the other hand, grew up in a household where money was seen as a plentiful and accessible resource. His parents taught him to view money as a means to achieve goals and enhance the lives of others. Carlos feels confident about his finances. Even when facing economic challenges, he sees them as temporary and surmountable. This positive attitude not only helps him cope with difficulties, but often leads him to discover new opportunities to increase his income. Murphy suggests that we can change our subconscious beliefs about money through practices like positive affirmations and visualization, methods that may seem simple or even trivial, but have a powerful impact on our psyche. By repeating affirmations such as, "I am open and receptive to all the wealth life offers" before sleep, we are reprogramming our subconscious to identify and seize financial opportunities that we might previously have overlooked or rejected out of fear. Furthermore, by regularly visualizing our life with the desired abundance, we begin to feel more comfortable with the idea of financial success. This can be as simple as taking a moment each day to close your eyes and visualize how you feel achieving your financial goals. Imagine the sensation of paying off all your debts, making that desired purchase without worrying about the impact on your bank account, or receiving a check with more zeros than expected. This process of reshaping our beliefs is not instantaneous. It requires consistency and patience. Each time you detect a negative thought about money, confront it with a positive affirmation. If you find yourself worried about the bills you have to pay, shift your focus to gratitude for having the means to pay those bills and the confidence that more will always be available. In summary, Murphy invites us to see money not just as figures in a bank account, but as an energy that we can attract and shape through our thoughts and beliefs. Adopting a positive attitude towards money allows us to open up to the abundance that, according to Murphy, is already available to us, waiting to be recognized and accepted. So, the next time you think about your financial situation, remember that you have the power to transform it, starting with what happens in your mind. Key 2. Visualizing abundance. In the exciting journey towards financial abundance, Joseph Murphy advocates the use of a powerful yet surprisingly simple tool, visualization. The concept is straightforward yet profound. If you can see it in your mind, you can have it in your life. By visualizing our financial goals with clarity and detail, we activate a process in our subconscious mind that begins to move us towards those goals. Murphy teaches that visualization is not just a fantasy exercise, but a mental construction exercise that lays the groundwork for our future realities. When you visualize, you're not just daydreaming. You are instructing your mind to recognize and generate the necessary opportunities to turn those dreams into reality. Consider Sarah, a young entrepreneur who dreams of opening her own coffee shop. Each night, before sleep, Sarah spends a few minutes visualizing every detail of her future business. She imagines selecting coffee beans, designing the interior, and even hears the murmur of conversations from her satisfied customers. Sarah feels the satisfaction of serving the perfect cappuccino and the pride of seeing her name on the entrance. This daily practice not only motivates her but also keeps her alert to opportunities that could help realize her vision, such as available rental spaces or barista courses she could take. What makes visualization so effective is that it involves more than just sight. It involves all senses and emotions. When you visualize, you should immerse yourself fully in the experience. Feel the emotion of achieving your goals, smell the aromas, hear the sounds, and touch the objects that are part of your vision. This process turns visualization into a vivid experience that your mind interprets as real, which reinforces your belief in the possibility of its manifestation. Visualization can also serve as an antidote to fear and doubt. For example, if Pedro, a writer dreaming of publishing his first book, feels overwhelmed by publisher rejections, he can use visualization to reaffirm his confidence. Each night, he imagines holding his published book, reading passages in front of an admiring audience, and signing copies for his readers. These visualizations not only improve his mood, but also motivate him to continue submitting his manuscripts and improving his writing. For visualization to be most effective, it must be a regular practice. It's not something you do once and then forget. It requires commitment and consistency. Just as an athlete trains every day for an event, you must train your mind to achieve your financial goals. By making visualization a routine, you strengthen the neural connections that support your goals and make them more dominant in your subconscious. Moreover, it's important that visualization is accompanied by action. It's not enough to mentally see success. You must take concrete steps towards your goals. If you dream of saving a significant amount of money, in addition to visualizing reaching that goal, you should start researching investment options, making a budget, and setting up an automatic savings plan. Murphy reminds us that each of us has the capacity to create our reality through our thoughts and beliefs. By regularly and detailedly visualizing our deepest desires, we are setting in motion powerful forces that can transform our financial lives. So, the next time you think about your economic goals, take a moment to close your eyes and see them already realized. Feel the excitement, live the experience, and then open your eyes and take a step toward that reality. Before we continue, we need to ask for your support. If you like our content, consider leaving a like. If you wish to receive video summaries every week, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much. Key 3. Daily affirmations. On the journey towards wealth and abundance, one of the most powerful tools Joseph Murphy offers is the use of daily affirmations. Affirming something is essentially declaring it to be true, and doing so repetitively solidifies that truth in our subconscious mind. When we incorporate daily affirmations into our lives, we are essentially reprogramming our thinking to attract success and financial prosperity. Affirmations work on the principle that our words and thoughts have the power to transform our reality. By positively affirming our financial expectations, we not only change our mindset but also influence the actions we take and the opportunities we attract. It's like planting seeds in a fertile garden. The words are the seeds and our mind is the soil where they can germinate and grow. Consider the case of Elena, an entrepreneur who began using affirmations to overcome her doubts about starting her own business. Every morning, she would stand in front of the mirror and loudly say, "I am a capable and successful businesswoman. I attract clients and opportunities for my business." At first, it felt a bit absurd to her, as if she were just playing make-believe. However, over time, she began to notice a change in her attitude. She felt more confident during meetings with potential clients and more inspired to seek new market opportunities. Daily affirmations had helped transform her self-image and her financial reality. Daily affirmations are not mere acts of wishful thinking. They are declarations of intent. When you affirm something, you are not just wishing for it to happen. You are committing to making it happen. For example, if a writer affirms, My books inspire and entertain my readers. They are not just hoping to be a good writer, but committing to write with passion and purpose, which will inevitably be reflected in their work. For affirmations to be effective, they need to be specific, positive, and formulated in the present tense. This helps the mind visualize the desired outcome as if it were already happening. For example, saying, "I am debt-free," is more powerful than saying, "I want to be debt-free." The former assumes it is already a reality, which is crucial for the subconscious mind to accept it as such. It is also important that affirmations are made regularly and with conviction. Repeating them mechanically without truly believing in them reduces their effectiveness. The key is to genuinely feel the truth of the affirmation as you say it. This might require some practice, especially if your current beliefs are contradictory to the affirmations you are making. Additionally, it is helpful to accompany affirmations with visualizations. As you affirm your financial goals, try to also visualize what achieving those goals feels like. Imagine the joy, security, and freedom that come with financial achievement. This combination of affirmation and visualization creates a powerful synergy that can accelerate the manifestation process. Lastly, while affirmations are powerful, they must be part of a broader approach that includes taking concrete actions toward your goals. Affirming, "I am a smart investor," while taking investment courses and practicing what you learn, for example, is much more effective than merely saying it without any practical follow-up. In summary, daily affirmations are more than just words. They are transformational tools that, when used correctly and with faith, can unlock doors to new financial possibilities. Through them, you can begin to see money and abundance not as something that is hard-earned, but as something that is naturally attracted through a positive mindset and deliberate actions. So, the next step on your path to abundance could be as simple as starting each day by loudly stating your desired financial truths, feeling each word, and believing in every possibility. Key 4. Gratitude for what you already have. One of Joseph Murphy's most profound teachings is that gratitude can open doors to more abundance in our lives. By being thankful for what we already have, we not only enjoy our lives more, but we also set a vibration that attracts more of what we desire. Gratitude acts like a magnet for riches. When we appreciate what we already possess, the universe seems to give us more reasons to be grateful. Murphy teaches us that gratitude helps us shift our focus from what we lack to what is already present in our lives. This simple reorientation of our attention has the power to transform our financial reality. For instance, consider Louisa, who always felt frustrated for not being able to save enough to buy a car. When she began practicing gratitude for having a stable job and the security provided by her current home, she noticed a shift in her perspective. This new attitude of gratitude not only made her feel happier and more satisfied, but it also inspired her to find creative ways to manage her money, which eventually enabled her to save for the car. The act of giving thanks may seem simple, but its impact is profound. When we take a moment each day to acknowledge the blessings in our lives, whether it's our job, our family, our health, or even something as basic as a roof over our heads and food on our table, we send a powerful message to the universe. This message is clear: I value what I have, and I am ready to receive more. It's like telling the world that you are open and prepared for more blessings. Gratitude can also transform our emotional state. It helps us feel richer, regardless of how much money we have in the bank. Take the case of Pedro, a small business owner who often felt overwhelmed by the uncertainty of his income. When he began practicing daily gratitude, making a mental list of all the things he was thankful for each morning, he found that his anxiety decreased and his confidence increased. This positive energy not only improved his personal well-being, but also enhanced his relationships with clients and partners, which in turn benefited his business. Practicing gratitude can also be an act of visualization. By being thankful for what we have, and also for what we desire as if we already possessed it, we lay the groundwork for those desires to manifest. For example, if you dream of buying a new house, start by being grateful for the home you have now and also express gratitude for your dream house as if it were already yours. This practice not only makes you feel more emotionally satisfied, but also keeps you in a state of receptivity. Moreover, gratitude strengthens our resilience. When we are grateful, financial challenges seem less daunting. This is because gratitude centers us on existing abundances rather than scarcity, giving us the strength to face and overcome obstacles. Like Maria, who despite facing the loss of a job, focused on being grateful for her support network and professional skills, which ultimately helped her find a new and better position. In summary, gratitude is not just about feeling good for what one has. It is a powerful strategy for attracting more abundance. When we actively appreciate our lives and acknowledge every small victory, every positive aspect, we are building a solid foundation for future prosperity. This is not just a theory. It is a practice backed by the teachings of Joseph Murphy and confirmed by countless stories of those who have transformed their financial situation through gratitude. Key 5. Developing a prosperity mindset. Joseph Murphy, in his wisdom about the power of thought, invites us to cultivate a prosperity mindset if we want to attract wealth into our lives. This mindset is not simply about waiting for money to arrive. It involves an active and conscious attitude that recognizes abundance in all its forms and feels deserving of receiving more. Imagine your mind as a garden. Beliefs and attitudes are the seeds you plant in it. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and scarcity, those are the fruits you will harvest. But if you plant seeds of confidence, optimism, and abundance, then you will see prosperity flourish. This garden analogy helps us understand that a prosperity mindset is something we must cultivate and nurture continuously. Take the case of Roberto, a salesperson who always struggled with insecurity about his ability to close big sales. He always told himself that he could only handle small clients. One day, he decided to change that mindset. He began visualizing himself closing significant deals and affirming his ability to handle large accounts. Gradually, his attitude changed, and with it, his reality. Roberto began to attract bigger clients, and his sales performance improved significantly. What changed was not the market, but his perception of what he was capable of achieving. A prosperity mindset also involves seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. Consider Clara, an entrepreneur facing the bankruptcy of her business due to market changes. Instead of giving up, Clara decided to see this crisis as an opportunity to reinvent herself. She researched new trends, adapted her business model, and in the process, discovered a market niche that no one else was serving. Her business not only recovered but thrived beyond her original expectations. Cultivating a prosperity mindset also means practicing gratitude, as we have seen, and generosity. Being generous doesn't necessarily mean giving money. You can also share your time, skills, and knowledge. Generosity fosters the circulation of abundance and strengthens our relationships, which can open doors to new opportunities. Think of Julia, a financial consultant who began offering free seminars on personal finance management. This generosity not only helped many people but also elevated her professional profile and attracted more clients to her consultancy. Moreover, a prosperity mindset requires a commitment to continual personal growth. This means being willing to learn from mistakes and viewing each challenge as a lesson that prepares you for greater successes. Sometimes, it can be as simple as changing the question from, "Why is this happening to me?" to, "What can I learn from this?" Finally, remember that developing a prosperity mindset is a process that involves patience and persistence. It is not an overnight change but a gradual evolution towards a more positive and expansive way of thinking. Every step you take to strengthen this mindset, whether through practicing affirmations, visualizations, expressions of gratitude, or acts of generosity, brings you closer to the abundant life you desire. In conclusion, adopting and maintaining a prosperity mindset is crucial for attracting and enjoying wealth in all its forms. According to Joseph Murphy, when you change your way of thinking about yourself and the world around you changes in response. So if you're looking to improve your financial reality, start by cultivating a deep and authentic prosperity mindset. Key 6. Taking inspired actions. In Joseph Murphy's teachings on how to attract money, a crucial concept is that of taking inspired actions. It's not enough to dream big or maintain a positive mindset. Those dreams must be accompanied by concrete and deliberate actions. The real magic happens when our actions are aligned with our visualizations and affirmations, creating a powerful momentum towards achieving our financial goals. Taking inspired actions means doing things that deeply resonate with your aspirations and beliefs. It's the type of activity that feels natural and exciting, not forced or fearful. When you act inspired by your visions, you not only move towards your goals, but you also open channels for prosperity to flow towards you. Imagine Marta, who always dreamed of owning a bookstore. Despite her fears and doubts, she began to take small steps that aligned with her vision. She researched the local market, spoke with other bookstore owners, and took business management courses. Each action she took was inspired by her dream, and each step brought her closer to making it a reality. When she finally opened her bookstore, she was not only well-prepared but also completely aligned with her passion and beliefs. Acting with inspiration also means being attentive to the signs that could guide your actions. These signs can present themselves as unexpected opportunities, fortuitous encounters, or even challenges that push you to grow. For example, Carlos was thinking about expanding his business online but was unsure how to proceed. One day, at a conference, he sat next to an e-commerce expert. This serendipitous meeting was exactly what he needed to take the next step. Carlos understood this as the universe aligning things in his favor, a true inspired action born from staying true to his goals and open to opportunities. This type of action also requires a certain amount of courage. Often, taking inspired steps means stepping out of your comfort zone and facing the fear of failure or rejection. Consider Anna, who wanted to change careers to follow her passion for photography. Leaving a stable job to embark on an uncertain career was frightening, but her desire to do what she loved inspired her to act. Anna started taking on small projects in her spare time, building her portfolio step by step. Each photo she took was a step towards the life she desired, driven by a strong belief in her abilities and her dream. Finally, taking inspired actions also means being adaptable and persistent. Not all actions will bear fruit immediately, and some might even lead to initial failure. However, each experience is a lesson that can help you adjust your course and refine your methods. Being persistent and maintaining the flexibility to adapt your actions according to circumstances is crucial. In summary, inspired actions are essential on the path to abundance. They are not mere physical acts. They are manifestations of your faith in your dreams and your ability to make them a reality. Every step you take with inspiration not only brings you closer to your financial goals, but also deepens your connection with the universe, showing you that when you are aligned with your deepest desires, the path to fulfillment opens before you. So, like Marta, Carlos, and Anna, do not hesitate to take those bold steps towards your dreams, allowing each action to bring you closer to the abundant life you long for and deserve. Key 7. Overcoming financial fears. Joseph Murphy teaches us that one of the biggest obstacles to attracting financial abundance isn't a lack of opportunities, but our own financial fears. These fears can paralyze us, prevent us from making wise decisions, and hinder our progress towards prosperity. However, Murphy also offers a hopeful perspective. We can free ourselves from these fears and open ourselves to a life of wealth and security. Overcoming financial fears begins with identifying these fears. Often, these fears are subconscious, based on past experiences or lessons learned from our parents and society. It could be the fear of loss, the fear of failure, or even the fear of success. Each of these fears has the power to influence our decisions and actions, often without us even realizing it. For example, consider Laura, a talented graphic designer who always dreamed of starting her own business. Despite her talent and the demand for her services, Laura constantly postponed launching her company. Upon delving into her thoughts and emotions, Laura discovered she was afraid of failing and disappointing those around her. This fear kept her trapped in a job that neither satisfied her passion nor her potential. Once we recognize our fears, the next step is to confront them. This doesn't mean that the fears will disappear immediately, but it does mean that we can learn to manage them. An effective technique is to directly confront these fears through action. In Laura's case, this meant taking small steps towards creating her business, such as registering the brand, creating a website, and offering her services to acquaintances. Each action she took was an act of bravery that gradually diminished her fear. Another important strategy is the use of positive affirmations, a powerful tool widely promoted by Murphy. Affirmations can reprogram the mind to focus on success and confidence instead of fear. Laura began each day by affirming to herself, "I am capable and deserve to succeed in my business." These words, repeated with conviction, began to change her mindset, strengthening her self-esteem and resolve. Visualization also plays a crucial role in this process. Visualizing success can help alleviate the fear of failure. Laura imagined herself happily working in her own design studio, interacting with satisfied clients, and enjoying the freedom and creativity she always desired. These positive images motivated her to continue despite her fears. Additionally, building a support network is essential. Discussing our fears with trusted friends, mentors, or colleagues can provide new perspectives and solutions. Often, we find that our fears are common and that others have found ways to overcome them. For Laura, joining a community of entrepreneurs was a transformative step. Listening to and learning from the experiences of others gave her the confidence to face her own challenges. Finally, Murphy reminds us of the importance of gratitude in the process of overcoming fear. Being grateful for what we have already achieved and for the opportunities within our reach helps us see the abundance in our lives instead of the limitations. Laura began to practice gratitude daily, thanking for her talent, her first clients, and each small success. This habit not only improved her emotional well-being, but also reinforced her belief in abundance and her ability to attract it. In conclusion, freeing ourselves from financial fears is not an easy or quick process, but it is absolutely possible with the tools and techniques Murphy provides. By facing our fears, we can free ourselves from the chains that hold us back and move forward with confidence towards the life of abundance we desire and deserve. So, if you're struggling with financial fears, remember that you have the power not only to confront them but to overcome them, paving the way for your financial success. The 7 points developed from the teachings of Joseph Murphy offer a comprehensive guide to transforming our relationship with money and attracting the abundance we desire in our lives. From cultivating positive beliefs about money, through visualizing abundance and affirming our financial goals, to being grateful for what we already possess, each step is fundamental on the path to prosperity. Developing a prosperity mindset is more than just positive thinking. It's a commitment to personal growth and overcoming the fears that often limit us. Taking inspired actions that align with our visions and desires powerfully moves us forward, while learning to free ourselves from financial fears allows us to embrace new opportunities with confidence and optimism. Each of these points not only brings us closer to greater material wealth, but also deepens our understanding and appreciation for the true riches of life. Money, after all, is simply a tool that, when used wisely, can enhance our lives and the lives of others. By applying these principles, we change not only our financial situation, but also transform our perception of the world and ourselves. Imagine a life where fear and anxiety about money are transformed into security and abundance. A life where your actions not only reflect your true desires, but also inspire others to seek their own prosperity. This is the life that Joseph Murphy encourages us to visualize and create. The journey towards financial abundance begins with a decisive step towards self-awareness and self-improvement. By educating our minds and spirits with these 7 points, we equip ourselves with the necessary tools to not only face the financial world boldly, but to rebuild it in a way that reflects our highest aspirations. Therefore, I invite you to embrace these principles with hope and determination. Let each day be an opportunity to practice gratitude, to affirm your goals, to visualize your success, and to take those inspired actions that will bring you one step closer to your dreams. There is no limit to what you can achieve when your mind, heart, and actions are in perfect harmony. Ultimately, the wealth you attract will be as great as the wealth you are willing to imagine and work to realize. So dream big, act with courage, and live with gratitude. The door to abundance is open, waiting for you to cross it with confidence and joy. Go ahead. It's your time to shine and prosper.